Hey, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Sean, aka Sean Knight 3000. What's going on with y'all out there? Sorry I can't be a little bit more enthusiastic today. Should I say, today, since it's like 1:20 a.m. And my supervisor just left. So, that pretty much takes care of anybody that can come in and fuck up my night. Anyway, I am at the tail end of a 24 hours at my current position. Yeah, I'll say it again. 24 hours, one location, I never left. And I have another 7 hours to go. Why am I here, you ask? That's a street sweeper, by the way. The city doing everything it can to keep the city beautiful, looking beautiful. But why am I still here? A good 26 hours after I first got here. Well, I repaired my car Friday. I fixed it. It was running. There's no problems. I drove it Friday. Drove it to work Saturday. Parked. Everything was looking great. Sunday morning at 5 a.m. I had to move my car. So I moved it. Once again, no problems. She started right up. 7 a.m., 2 hours later, signed out. My relief was here. It's time to go home. Got in the car, started it up. It started, no problem. Ran for about 10 seconds and then cut off. My first impulse was it was the battery. Like I've been saying in a few other videos, it was one of those batteries that I bought at Walmart. Normally Walmart has some quality products or some okay products. Good enough products. But when it comes to things like batteries, if you're gonna buy from a big chain, your best bet is to go to Sears. No disrespect to Walmart, but you want a battery that you can rely on, depend on. Not a discount battery. Unless you got a little putt-putt, or you got an old beater that you really don't care about, then you run to Walmart and get you a nice little battery for about $100. It'd be about $80 with your trade-in. But anyway, I thought that was the problem, so I tried to jump it. Wouldn't work. So I decided I was going to spend about half an hour just recharging the battery. That didn't work. One of my coworkers ended up taking me to AutoZone, where I ended up buying a brand new Duralast battery. Thought that would do the trick. Came back to the site, installed the battery, turned the ignition. She damn near started, but she wouldn't start. At that point, I'm in no man's land. The Bermuda Triangle of what the hell to do next. I was tired, sleepy, and hungry. And I knew that if I went home, I was going to be on public transportation, which is not a problem. Here in the city beautiful, you can get pretty much anywhere you want to go on public transportation, so that's no big deal. But I know myself. As tired as I was, as frustrated as I was, I would have went home, went to sleep, or got something to eat, then went to sleep. I probably would have called off. Just for the hell of it. Just because I was so damn frustrated and angry. And not only would that have affected my check, my money, but that would have affected the guy that I relieve in the morning, or I relieve at night. And the guys I work with, for the most part, are pretty damn cool. you know. So I didn't want to leave him out in the lurch because the company sometimes can. Now those are some loud pipes. Anyway, like I was saying, the company can sometimes leave their people out in the lurch when it comes to finding someone to replace, specific guards at specific locations. I'm at a site that not a lot of people like working because one is overnight, and even if you're here during the day, we have 3 shifts. It is a ton of walking. You're constantly walking. You're constantly standing. There is no place to sit. And a lot of guys don't like that. A lot of guys want to go to work and pretty much treat it like their living room. They want to hang in the office and shit talk with the ladies that work at the office, flirt and all this other good stuff. Well, that's all well and good, but play is play and work is work. And if you confuse the two, you're going to be fucked. Me, I like it because it does keep me active. If I sit, especially after I eat dinner, in my case, dinner is always at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning, I get warm, I'm going to go to sleep. I'm not even going to lie to you. That's human nature. They call it the itis for a reason. So for me, being up, walking, patrolling, keeping my eyes open, serves 2 purposes. 1, it keeps me awake, and 2, you know what? It keeps me visible. It keeps me aware of what's going on. Nothing is happening on my watch, other than someone being drunk, which happens a lot, other than someone fighting, which happens every once in a while. You get crashes that are related to people being intoxicated. You get more people that are belligerent and arguing than anything else. Usually over the price of parking here. But other than that, I can honestly say that in 3 years of being here, I've never written an incident report about a vehicle being broken into. Now, have vehicles been broken into at this location? Yes, plenty. But luckily none on my shift. I attribute that to the fact that I'm constantly patrolling. That way, if anybody is up to anything, they see me. I'm walking constantly. I'm varying my routine. I may patrol at the top of the hour, sometimes at the bottom of the hour, sometimes both hours. I'll go up to 3, then we'll go back down to 1. Just change things up. Make sure that no one who might be up to something can actually pinpoint my patterns, But anyway, back to my car. I'm the guy who owns the Ford Taurus 2001 SES with a 3.0 liter engine. And she gave up the ghost on me. Now every time I turn the key, I'm getting the battery indicator light up. And then the check engine light is flashing on, indicating that it's an electrical problem. It's not the battery, it's not the alternator. Check the wires. The wires appear to be functioning normally. There's no power drain anywhere, and I'm grateful for that. I thought at one point there might have been a power drain. Turns out that's not the problem. And I just decided to stay here at work. It's like if I go home, I'm not going to come back. I'm not going to want to come back. So I stayed here and I just kept the hood up all day, worked on the car with my limited mechanical knowledge as a do-it-yourself kind of guy. Finally, got around to checking the sensors. And it turns out the oxygen sensor, the oxygen heat sensor, to be specific, is a corroded, clogged mess. And when I say corroded and clogged, you can actually take your finger and rub it, and you got debris falling off it. That's how corroded it is. I mean, it's really bad. And my thinking is that's what's causing the problem. Because if the computer can't read the sensor, the computer doesn't know that the car is overheating. And so the computer is going to prevent the car from starting to prevent the car from overheating. If that makes any sense. But that's the reason for the crank no start. Problem is, I don't have a specific socket or a specific tool to remove the sensor. And so I'm in a catch-22 situation where my car is at work, I'm at work, I've been here now over 24 hours, 26 to be exact. I'm tired, frustrated, agitated with everything and everybody. Keeping my head together because unfortunately this is not my first rodeo, especially with this car. Ever since I got the car, which by the way, I repeat, is a Ford, this car's been giving me trouble. And you can blame it on the previous owner and say that the previous owner never changed shit. Didn't maintain the car very well, whatever. But this is the second time in my life that I have owned a Ford. And in both cases, they were nightmares. They were absolute nightmares to own. They were maintenance nightmares. I spent more time with the hood up than I actually spent behind the wheel. And when it gets to be that, that ratio, then it's time to make a move. As much as I like the idea of not having a monthly payment, it's time to let this go. Because I'm spending money on the car, basically equivalent to what I would be spending if I had a brand new car. I've replaced the alternator numerous times. I've replaced the starter, I've replaced the battery, spark plugs, spark plug wires, ignition coil. I can go on and on and on and on of the shit that I have replaced on this car. And it's like every time, it's like one of those whack-a-mole things, I've never played the game, but I've seen other people play it. And no matter how many times you whack the mole on the head with a little mallet, another one pops up. That's like the maintenance problems of this car. Every time I whack down one problem, another problem pops up. So if you're watching this video, and I got nothing against people that love Ford, that swear by Ford, that believe Fords are the greatest cars and the greatest company in the history of mankind. I understand they pioneered the assembly line that we use today. They renovated the entire way that industry runs, but the Fords that are out today are pieces of shit. They really are. And it doesn't matter what model you get. Fords are shit. I understand no car is going to run forever. But damn. I've seen cars that are comparable in age to my car. They need maintenance. Once the maintenance is done, the car will run for another 6 months, 7 months, a year before it needs anything else done. My car, I can fix the problem. A month later, I'm fixing another problem. It's just one headache after another headache after another headache. It's costing me. I've actually had to relearn how to ride public transportation and the different routes and the different timetables and schedules just because I have this car. I'm tired. I'm not just physically tired because I've been here for 24 hours plus. I am mentally exhausted with this car. Everybody is giving me different opinions. I got some people telling me, "Oh no, don't sell the car, don't give up on it. It's probably something small, something minor, something that'll be easy to fix, that'll be cheap to fix." Okay, I fix it. A month later, something else pops up. If I'm going to put a car that's 14 years old into the shop, they're going to charge an arm, a leg, and 2 toes to fix it because it's so old and there's probably so many damn things wrong with it. I might as well not put it in the shop. It's just not financially worth it. I'm tired. As much, like I said, as I love not having a monthly bill, I can't keep doing this. So for me, it is time to let my old lady, the Ford Taurus, go the way of the dinosaur. If I'm going to be on public transportation anyway, I might as well commit to it. As much as having a car is a convenience, and believe me, in a city like Chicago, having your own vehicle is a major convenience. That's why things like Zipcar and whatever the other one is, they flourish in a city like this. That's why there are so many damn taxi cabs in this city, because you need you need your own vehicle, you need some sort of transportation in order to get around, in order to do your shopping, or to go from one spot to another. That would be I'm not sure, I think it's the Purple Line. But you need some sort of transportation to get around the city. Or just to enjoy the city in general, because everything is so damn far apart. And you can't really go and do a lot of hardcore shopping. You can do like clothes shopping and shoes shopping and things like that on a bus or a train. But if you're going to go grocery shopping and you've got like 10, 12 bags, it's really, really inconvenient to try to do that much shopping and you have to take public transportation, So having your own car makes life so much easier, so much more convenient. But when the frustration outweighs the convenience, it's time to go. It's time to go back to public transportation for a while. I'm not right now looking forward to getting a new monthly bill, which is why I'm going to put this off. I mean, the weather has finally, I'm not exactly sure why, but I'm grateful that here we are in March, and tomorrow is being predicted at being 70 degrees Fahrenheit. That is magnificent. It's not a record, but it's still amazing for March. Last year this time, I think we were still digging out the snow, Ice was everywhere. 70 degrees this year. What a major turnaround. I'll take it. So, at least you won't have to deal with the elements, You just have to deal with homeless people sleeping on the train, drunk motherfuckers, and assholes that want to pick fights with you. The regular, everyday stock and trade of the city of Chicago. But if you lived here long enough, those things don't bother you anymore. You get used to it. That's a damn shame, but you get used to it. So for me, I believe that for the year 2015, last night, correction, Saturday night, because now it is officially Monday morning, was my last day driving, probably for the rest of this year. Although technically I may rent me a car if I need a car, you know. But other than that, I don't think I'm going to buy a new car in 2015. I think I'm just going to stack my chips, you know. That way I'm not getting another used car. I think the next car I get will be brand spanking new. As in, like back in the day when I got my Kia. Say what you will about Kia, but when I bought the Green Beetle as I called her, she was brand spanking new. She had a grand total of 3 miles on her, and I put 2 of those miles on her during the test drive. That was a magnificent car. And thanks to the Chicago police running into it while it was parked, no less, she's no longer in this world. How the fuck do you run into a parked car that's sitting in a parking lot? Anyway, I think the next vehicle I get will be brand new. 2016 seems like a good year. My money situation will be different. I would have saved up an ass load of money, because believe it or not, it's a hell of a lot cheaper taking public transportation than it is owning your own car. Because when you own your own vehicle, you're paying for the gas, you're paying for maintenance, you're paying for insurance. Believe it or not, that shit actually adds up. Whereas if you're riding on public transportation, you factor in the fact that you need to take, a bus and a train every day, so that's like $225 going, $225 coming, so that's $450 a day. You're not going to get $450 a day in gas mileage no matter what you're driving. So unless you're basically driving around the corner. So it's actually cheaper to go on public transportation than it is to own your own car. It's just that you're losing the convenience. I can come in Monday morning. If I want to, I can go grocery shopping. I love that. I love the fact that I can go wherever I wanted to go. If I wanted to go through drive-through and get McDonald's breakfast, the big breakfast, by the way, I could do that. That's what you're giving up when you give up your car. But it's time. Do I regret it? Yeah, already, and I haven't even sold it yet, but yeah, I regret it. I don't want to give up my car, but I'm tired of this. I am at the end of my rope. I'm just mentally exhausted. And it's not just because I've been here all night and then all day, and now I have to spend another night here. I am worn out with this car. And as I said before, as long as I live, this will be my second Ford. I had an Escort, and now I have had the Taurus. I understand people love the Ford, swear by it, will always be a lifetime Ford buyer. Good for you. I applaud you. But having experienced Ford twice and maintenance problems on both vehicles that were just, the list was as long as my arm, I know for a fact I am done with Fords. If I drive another Ford, it will be a rental. It sure as hell won't be anything that I'm paying my own hard-earned money for every month. Fuck you, Ford. You know what? Fuck you, Ford. I will never own another one as long as I live. Scout's motherfucking honor. Anyway, if you stayed through this whole long ass diatribe of ranting and raving. Thank you. I don't know if I'll upload this video or if it was just some therapy. I just needed to vent. But if I do upload it and you watched it all the way through to the end, then I thank you. You're a better person than me, because there's no way in hell I would sit through somebody's boring ass video like this. But thank you nonetheless. You don't have to like it. You don't have to sub. You don't have to comment. Hey, I just appreciate the fact that you clicked on the damn video in the first place. Considering the thumbnail is probably this. Not a hot girl, which makes us all click, I appreciate it. So, thank you. There's no need to stay warm anymore. Hey, it's beautiful out. But, stay safe. Stay dry. This is Sean. Peace.